good morning, everyone. My name is Denise Tan. I am your host for today, and I would like to welcome you to this very special occasion presented by the Philippine National Volleyball Federation and Signal TV. This momentous gathering involves the country's very best spikers as well as a crucial step towards better and a promising new horizon for Philippine volleyball. And with that in mind, we implore you to stick with us every step of the way. In a short while, you'll meet some of the members of the national volleyball squad that will carry our flag in the international stage from here on out, which includes, of course, the 2025 FIVB Volleyball Men's World Championship in Manila. So let's begin by introducing our VIPs in attendance, starting with Philippine National Volleyball Federation President, Mr. Ramon Tatsuzara. The President and CEO of Signal TV and Media Quest, Ms. Jane Jimenez Basas. FVP Head of Channels and Content, Ms. Shena Giolaso, which will be joining us. She will be joining us in just a few moments. Up next, we have Philippine National Volleyball Federation Secretary General, Mr. Don Caringal. PNVF Vice President, Board Member, Mr. Ricky Palou. And last but not least, PNVF National Team Commission Board Member, Mr. Tony Boy Liao. Of course, we would also like to acknowledge the partners and supporters of the PNVF. Ms. Shay Cabal-Revilla, EVP, Chief Finance Officer and Chief Sustainability Officer of Metro Pacific Investments Corporation. Attorney William Pamintuan, Senior Vice President, Chief Legal Counsel, Assistant Corporate Secretary, Head Legal and Corporate Governance of Meralco. Mr. Jude Torquato, Head of Sports and MVPSF Executive Director. And Mr. Christopher Kimpo, AVP of Smart Sports. And also welcome to our national team coaches, their staff, and the officials, and most especially our friends from the media. Now, in a short while, you'll meet the members of the squad who will represent the Philippines from here on out, culminating in the 2025 FIVB Volleyball Men's World Championship in Manila. The roster features some of the country's most highly touted talents and players who will be key to the team's success. Now, all of them have one thing in common, and that is every single one of them can chip in to bring Philippine volleyball to greater heights. Collectively, they go by one name. So are you ready to meet them? I need to hear it, guys. Are you ready to meet them? Again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Please give it up for Alas Pilipinas!
In volleyball, an ace is an emphatic way of scoring. The first line of offense to any game. It's the perfect blend of precision and power. A moment of dominance that sets the tone for the match. Like the word ace, Filipinos always aim to be at the top, regardless of field. Now, it's time for Filipinos to be recognized even more in the international volleyball scene. Presenting the new faces of volleyball of Philippines, Alas Pilipinas, a beacon of sportsmanship to the world. The best that the country has to offer. They are passionate and determined. They represent the indomitable spirit to persevere, overcome, and come out on top. They wear our colors with pride. They are ready to fight for flag and country. This is Philippine volleyball at its finest. We are Alas Pilipinas.
Now, from the stars to the coaching staff, you can count on these individuals to give it their all as they represent the flag. This team has it all. Has accomplished players armed with valuable experience. It has players that will provide youthful energy, and to top it all off, this group will be guided by some of the most sound minds in the sport. And simply put, they are built to win and leave a lasting legacy. Embodying this team's character is the new logo of Alas Pilipinas. And check it out right now. See the latest symbol of the Filipino athlete's skill, courage, and resilience. Now it's time for the stars of Alas Pilipinas to take center. Ella Laure. Cici Rondina. Vanny Gandler. Don Macandili-Catindig. And Gia Morado de Guzman. Ladies and gentlemen, again, give a big round of applause for the members of Alas Pilipinas. Again, Alas Pilipinas. Alas, as we all know, is a Filipino word for ace, which in volleyball is an emphatic way to score a point against the opposing team. The ace is also the highest ranking card in a deck of cards. Alas is unbeatable. It represents the indomitable spirit to persevere, to overcome, and to come out on top. Alas Pilipinas represents the spirit of Philippine volleyball, the best of the Filipino. We wear our colors with pride, atop our game, and ready to take on whatever it comes our way. We are Alas Pilipinas. Also, we'd like to give it up for the team who designed the logo of Alas Pilipinas. A big round of applause as well for Team Manila. All right, now that you've met the players of Alas Pilipinas, it only makes sense for us to know the roadmap starting this May 2024 and heading into next year's staging of volleyball's premier global showpiece here in Manila. Giving us the details on that is none other than the president of PNVF, Mr. Ramon Tatsuzara.
Magandang tanghali sa inyo lahat. Jane Basas, the of VideoQuest, the president, of course, my colleagues here of the PNVF, Don Kalingal, Secretary General, Ricky Palu, PBL President, also Vice President of PNVF, and Tony Boy Liao, who's in charge of the national team. Of course, Attorney Pamintuan from Meralco, who is our new sponsor for the women's national team. Palakpakan po natin si Attorney Pamintuan. No? So, you will see Meralco next week, no, sa Asian Challenge Cup. Of course, Ogie, our team manager for the men's national team. Signal, who is also our new sponsor. And of course, our prominent and outstanding players ng national team behind me. We have 5 players here who will be playing for the AVC Women's Challenge Cup. That's next week, starting May 22. And of course, our men's national team will be traveling also to to Bahrain on June 2 to 9 for the AVC Men's Challenge Cup also. Of course, the highlight next year will be the hosting of the first ever Men's World Championship. This historic event this morning, of course, marks a good or an excellent brand image for Philippine volleyball. As you know, our ranking for the last 2 years, our women's national team, we were 117 before. For the last 2 years, we are now 63 in the world. And I hope with us participating more competitions, we can go up to maybe at the top 30. Ang men's naman natin, 117 before, last 2 years, but now we already 57. So, as we go along. So, maraming salamat sa mga players natin who have been working very hard for the last 2 years when PNVF was born. But again, walang pahinga ang PNVF because almost every month may international competition. We have a big event again after May 22. We have the VNL at MOA Arena. No? So again, you have the top 8 men's team in the world. We have i-announce ko na ba? We have a friendly match with Japan on June 15 at the Field Sports with our Philippine men's team and Japan. And of course, yung VNL. And then we have also the 1-year countdown in September also for the World Championship. Of course, Signal with Jane and Chena and again, all the members of Signal who have been supporting us for many years now. Is striving to have volleyball now as the taking over of basketball. I'm sorry to say, no? I was watching on television dahil mahirap makakuha ng ticket sa PVL at saka UAP. Hindi ako nakakanood kasi wala akong ticket eh. No? But anyway, at one day, 23,000 sa MOA for UST and LaSalle. At the same time, saka isang channel naman, PVL semifinals ata or finals was a Creamline and Chocomucho. So that means that's 46,000 in 2 hours. So I think, I'm sorry to say, I think mag-isip-isip na ang basketball, no? Number 1 ang volleyball. But of course, basketball is our pastime ng Filipino. But again, now, I would say that volleyball now is the number 1 family, entertainment, and sport ng buong Pilipinas ngayon. I would say that for the record. So again, thank you and maraming salamat. Alas Pilipinas, ang bagong pangalan ng Philippine National Team, men and women's indoor. Our beach volleyball team cannot join us because they are now in Europe, participating for 3 weeks in a beach pro tour in Europe now, in Italy and Switzerland. But we'll say that alas na sila ngayon sa Pilipinas. So magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Our friends from the media, thank you for coming and I hope to see you next week and next week sa VNL and so on. Thank you and magandang umaga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tatsuzara. Alas Pilipinas and the PNVF, of course, will definitely benefit from having a strong ally, and that is with partnering with the MVP group of companies. Before we move on, we'd like to also acknowledge the presence of our head coaches. Joining us this wonderful morning is the head coach of the men's team. We have Mr. Sergio Veloso. Good morning, Coach. Aside from Coach Sergio Veloso, the head coach of the women's team will also be joining us. Yes, the men's team for Coach Sergio, and for the women's team, it is Coach Jorge Souza de Brito. Again, a big round of applause for our head tacticians of Alas Pilipinas. Okay, guys, you may take a seat. Where's the other seat? May we please request for another seat for Coach Sergio? There you go. All right, talking about the partnership, of course, a wonderful collaboration that is here. A few words from the President and CEO of Signal TV and MediaQuest, Ms. Jane Basas.
Hello. Magandang hapon po, no? So again, I prepared something short, no? To all the members of the board of the PNVF and the PNVF National Pool, coaches and staff, friends from the media, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. First, I would like to extend our sincerest thanks to the PNVF, especially those here today. Our President, Mr. Ramon Tatsusara, our SecGen, Mr. Don Caringal, and the PNVF board members, Mr. Ricky Palu and Mr. Tony Boy Liao. We thank you for the trust as we begin our quest to bring Alas Pilipinas to the global stage together. As we know, volleyball is rapidly on the rise in a way that has never been seen before. With Alas Pilipinas, this is our chance to show the world what Philippine volleyball is all about. We are also very grateful for this opportunity to bring the sport closer to Pinoy fans from around the world. Soon, they will witness our athletes shine and hopefully bring home a championship. Media Quest platforms will feature the best coverage of the events on free-to-air via One Sports, One Sports Plus, and if available, RPTV, and of course, it will also be made available via OTT through Pilipinas Live, both for local and international fans. Our friends from the MVP group are all, or some of them are here as well, and we would actually like to extend our sincerest thanks for them. The programs that Tats and team have planned out would not have been possible without the strong support of these organizations. First, MWEL, which is a company under the Metro Pacific Investments Corporation, and the support of its CFO, Ms. Shea Cabal-Revilla. Thank you very much for your support. MWEL is actually going to be the corporation together with Signal behind the Alas Pilipinas men's volleyball team. Meanwhile, Meralco, of course, represented here by attorney William Pamintuan, will be the company behind the Alas Pilipinas women's national team. And lastly, they didn't make it today, but thank you to Mr. Jude Torquato and Epo Kimpo from SMART, who has been providing consistent support for the Alas Pilipinas beach volleyball team. Our heartfelt thanks, of course, goes to our boss, Media Quest Chairman Manuel V. Pangilinan, and our Hastings Holdings Chairman, Ricky V. P. Vargas, for providing the much-needed support to Alas Pilipinas and the PNVF, and for allowing us to build our national volleyball program and allowing us to bring this much-loved sport to everybody in the widest reach possible. So, maraming salamat po. Go! Alas Pilipinas.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jane Basas. Now, we will have some time to throw it to the media or friends from the media to ask a few questions, but let me kick things off. I'll start with Mr. Tats Suzara. Sir Tats, how do you think this partnership between PNVF and the MVP group of companies benefit all the programs that you have for the national team, as well as strengthening the goal in general for the future of the sport?
I think the main goal of every sports association is to put our national team in the world ranking. So this is first and foremost. As I said earlier, we try to improve our world ranking. We host a lot of international events. I think we are one of the, or maybe the busiest sports association, having 8 international events in a year since last year. So it helps our national team really improve their ranking worldwide. Also, the popularity of volleyball also increases the attraction of major partners like Signal, MWEL, Meralco. I know these are all MVP group, but Boss MVP was the first person who supported volleyball after the FIBA World Cup. Sabi niya, volleyball na ang next. So, nag-usap kami, and then sabi ko, baka pwede mo na i-adapt ang mga national teams, and he did. As I said, men's national team is MWEL. Signal, congratulations. Spikersdorf champion. Palakpakan naman niyo. Nag-champion. And of course, Creamline for PVL. Again, for record-breaking. Congratulations to the Creamline. UAP, I don't know, mamayang hapon, malaman natin kung sino magiging champion, no? But again, the cooperation now is really good because last April 20, no? Nag-board meeting tayo, nag-board meeting ang PNVF, and we gave the responsibility of the women's national team to PVL. So Ricky Palu and Tony was there. So the board decided na yung women's national team, PVL na mag-handle. So this is a decision that we made, and I'd like to thank all the team owners of PVL for supporting, lending their players. I know it's also a very tight season, but now it's a national team period also, that all the club players should play in the national team. After the AVC Challenge Cup next week, we have also the FIVB Challenger Cup, July 4 to 7. It's a knockout. 4 days lang, knockout siya, but you have the champion of each confederation. So Argentina, Puerto Rico are here. Tayo, we're very lucky to qualify for this and being host of this. So we don't play only Asia anymore. We play with world-class teams anymore. So again, without the support of Signal and all other stakeholders, the media itself, we cannot be successful in making volleyball now the #1 sport now in the Philippines. But again, thank you to PVL for supporting. Thank you to the players. Kompleto na siguro ang players namin for next week kasi katatapos lang ng season. And you have here already si Aya, Sisi, beach volleyball ka ba o volleyball talaga? Ano talaga? Star na kasi sa volleyball. Of course, we have here Vanny Gantlers, a new player in the national team. Of course, Don, nag-asawa na, no? Si Don, no? Na makandili dati ngayon, ano na, parang katindig na, right? Okay. And of course, I'd like to thank also Gia Morado de Guzman, who has been playing well in Japan. He's been playing well, and he's been playing with top-level players from Japan and with foreign players from Brazil. And I think he's getting another 5 years contract again, I think, no? Wow. I hope, no? But anyway, the Japanese love these players very well. Of course, Jaja is there, but Jeo I think should be the best setter sa Japan League in the last season. So, of course, yung men's natin, Jao Mandal, ayun. Okay ka na? Of course, si Josaphat, of course, si Bugawan, and then Campton, and Mark Espeo, of course, our top players. Okay? But, isingit ko na lang para walang bawian. Okay? Andito naman si Ricky Palu, tsaka si Tony Boy Liao. So, our lineup for the AVC Challenge Cup, we have already 5 here. Sana matapos na UAP. Of course, we have here already si Gia de Guzman, si Rondina, Vanny Gandler, Ea Laure, and Don Catindig. We expect now, they are also training, we have Angel Canino, Julia Coronel, Thea Gagate, Casey Dungalo, Cherry Nunag, Del Palmata, and hopefully Belen and Solomon after the UAP, and Jen Nerva will join us for the AVC Cup next week. So, Alas Pilipinas na. Pag nag-warm up na sila next week, Alas Pilipinas na ang brand natin. So I think that's all for now, but I hope we play well next week. Alam mo naman, andyan ang Vietnam, andyan Indonesia, Taipei is there again. Andyan naman yung matindig na yung kalaban sa Vietnam, si T4, T3 o T2, whatever it is. Okay, so Shena, andito ka na. Okay, so let's do some alas next week's AV Challenge Cup. Thank you.
At this point, we would also like to acknowledge the presence of FVP, Head of Channels and Content, Ms. Shena Giolaso. Ms. Jane, with everything that Sir Tat said, how would you, or can you give us an overview of how the MVP group have given us its all-out support and what it means to the organization in general to be able to help out in such a huge way? Again, not just looking at the upcoming competition, but the years and years to come?
Denise, I'm personally very active right now into NSAs, right? One is SBP, that has the Gilas Pilipinas team, and PESO, which is esports, that has the C-ball team. And now I'm very actively involved behind the PNVF national team. And I know that for our national athletes to improve, to upskill themselves, to get better, to become globally competitive, they have to compete. And for them to be able to compete outside, to provide, for us to be able to provide trainings outside, medyo that really requires huge resource. And while the government does provide support, what we really need is private sector support. So when the team of TATS came to us with a budget, and it's not a small budget, immediately we went to our boss, Manny Pangilinan, of course, with Mr. Ricky Vargas, to show them the program, to show them the requirement, to share with them the goals and the dreams of making these guys, you know, competitive and as good as every single foreign player out there. And walang biruan, within a span of 1 hour in one room, it was actually Ricky Vargas who said, let's do this. And he started calling the leaders that you see here right now. Shay from MPIC, Meralco, Mr. Pamintuan, and Jude, and Epoch from Smart. So nabuo yun in 30 minutes. And it's really because they share the dream that one day we can bring home a medal, hopefully, from the Olympics, right? But we can't do it all by ourselves, right? So we are actually the official sales and marketing arm for Alas Pilipinas. And I enjoin the other sponsors who have supported the other national teams to please become part of the journeys of these kids pa rin, ano? These awesome men and women behind me, no? As they fight for flag and for country.
All right, now it's time to go to our friends from the media. If you have questions, please raise your hand, introduce yourself and the group you're representing, and then you can fire away.
Marty Bautista for TV5. A question maybe to Miss Jane or Miss Sienna. A lot of international competitions lined up for the national team. What are we to expect with the broadcast, especially for the upcoming FIVB Men's World Championship, as compared to the last biggest international competition we had, which was the FIBA World Cup?
I'll have Shena answer that for accuracy.
Tess. Magandang hapon po sa kanilang lahat. Thank you, Marty, for the question. Evidently, the MVB group of companies, together with the social media assets of all the NSA, especially the one of PNVFI, will actually carry as much content, as much games. For Signal TV, we are lending a lot of our pay TV channels to actually air the games. We just closed the AVC, sir. The AVC in Bahrain, we're going to carry it. We closed it yesterday, so we do have the rights for that. Thank you. We also have the rights for the AVC of the women's. And of course, free to air, RPTV and TV5 will actually support. And again, meron pong mga social media assets ang ating mga NSAs and PNVNFI, also PVL, diba, and Spikers Turf. And they will carry highlights of our games. And hopefully you get to share and to push the eyeballs towards the long form, which is on our network, One Sports Plus, RPTV, TV5, and many more. And YouTube, boss. Thanks, Marty.
Okay, next we have somebody else from our friends.
Good day. Auntie Servinia from Bulgar. Maybe this is for Mr. Susara. Sir, please take us through the creative process of conceptualizing and eventually selecting Alas Pilipinas as the moniker of our national teams.
Yung pag-select ng Alas?
That's the question.
Yes, sir. Yung creative process, no, how
Yeah.
it was conceptualized, no,
yeah.
who thought about it.
There was a process of selecting about 10 monikers. It was a wide selection, discussion with the PNVF board, media, with John Lumibao and group, of course with Signal and all other, circle ng volleyball. So we came up. There were few names na medyo similar sa other sport. So until alam mo po sa volleyball competition sa international, you have this ace na cheer, no? So finally we decided with Signal to have the ace, which is in Filipino version, yung alas, no? So yun ang ending, no? And an ace for volleyball is a point, no? It's a big point. It's always a good cheer. So that is the creative decision we made from PNVF and Signal. So kaya naging Alas Pilipinas. It took us some time, 2 months to really select the best. Maraming kasong maraming kapareho, no? And we don't want this to be parang cultural side, it has to be a sporty type of name. And Alas should be a very an excellent decision to have an edge on volleyball. Ace, alas. That's all.
And now for my other question, sir, given the statistics that you said earlier, no?
Estudyante kita dati.
Yung
Tama ba?
regarding the attendance, no, the attendance statistics you mentioned earlier, do you think we can replicate these attendance in the coming events that will be hosted
I'm
by
sure.
the Philippines?
Yeah, for sure, no? Challenge Cup next week. I think tickets are, Raul, no? Are we selling tickets already? Rizal Memorial lang to, madali punuin, no? Ang Rizal Memorial. So I'm sure puno yan. This is just a dry run before the VNL on June 18 to 23. So dry run na natin yan. You have 10 women's team in Asia, and then you have the top 8 men's team in the world sa VNL. So it will be very good. I'm sure a lot of fans will really go there for the AVC Challenge Cup. Exciting matches, and then VNL again. On June 19 also, during the VNL, on the second day, it will be the official launch of the World Championship. So we are expecting top government officials, top officials from FIVB and Volleyball coming here to attend the. We have a small, simple program, but it's a big program with some entertainment on June 19 at MOA Arena. Okay?
Okay.
Tama.
Thank you.
Ikaw, kabas mo. Anthony, ikaw ba yan? Okay, estudyante kita dati. Next. Sorry. I'd like to acknowledge yung mga hardworking people natin. Si Ogie, si our team manager ng men's national team. Also si Jerome Guhit and Gian Monsalve. Of course, sa women's team, Holly, lumabas ka dyan. Nasaan dyan ba si Holly Reyes? Ito. So, yan ang mga lalapitan ninyo kung gusto niyo makausap ang players. No? So, for women, so Holly and Jerome sa lalaki. Si Ogie. Where's Ogie and Gian? Nag-ayos. Okay. Nagtatabaho. So anyway, these are the hard working behind the scene. Ayun, si Gian. Hindi sa Signal. So these are the hard working men and women behind the scene ng women's national team. Of course, I'd like to thank A6 again, our official outfitter for the national team for the last 5 years. No? Andito ba A6? Andito si A6, andito si King. So salamat sa jacket, no? And more to come. So yun lang. Denise, please continue.
Okay, that will do it for our Q&A. Now, the program is about to end, but before we go, we'd like to call on again Mr. Tatsu Zara and Ms. Jane Basas one more time for your closing remarks.
Well, just thank you for being here with us today. We'd like to thank everybody behind the management. Suportahan niyo po kami. We're very, very excited for the future of Alas Pilipinas.
Accreditation kay John Lumibao sa Challenge Cup and VNL. So please lang magpa-accredit na kayo habang maaga pa. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, now let's take this opportunity to have a quick photo op with the coaches, the players, our VIPs. All right, maraming salamat again to our VIPs, executives of PNVF and Signal TV, our partners from MWell, Meralco, and Smart for joining us in this big announcement today. Our friends from the media, and to all our hardworking men and women who made this event possible, a huge shout out goes out to you as well. And we would also like to take this opportunity to ask our countrymen to keep on supporting Alas Pilipinas and the efforts of the PNVF. You can follow One Sports and Volleyball Philippines on social media, where you can get updates on the latest developments involving your national team. Again, I'm Denise Tan. Thank you for having me. I'll see you again next time.